Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll take a look at the skyrocketing farmland prices in the Midwest, with Northwest Iowa leading the way.
I'm in Waubun, Minnesota, which will soon be home to a meat processing plant thanks to the persistence of a local beef producer.
And as we begin our annual livestock tour, we profile a couple that uses a unique winter cattle feeding approach. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. Farmland prices are setting records in part of the upper Midwest. That's despite rising interest rates and concerns about profit margins. The highest prices are in Northwest Iowa. But as Mikkel Pates reports in this week's AgWeek cover story, those skyrocketing prices could affect every farmland owner.
When you get the upper 20,000s to 30,000, that gets people talking.
Sioux County, Iowa is strong in several livestock species, and that draws related ag and manufacturing businesses. It also is the epicenter of the recent rise in farmland values. County Assessor Ross Simlink says that over the past few years, they've seen a handful of eye-popping prices.
Yeah, we've had a number of sales in the $25,000, $26,000 an acre. I think then, of course, the recent 30,000, as we've heard, has sold, and so I'd say we probably had half a dozen or so in the last couple of years of 25,000 and beyond.
Simlink says the parcels average 60 to 180 acres. So far, the higher prices aren't affecting tax rates.
There's billion-dollar ag counties in the United States, and we happen to be one of the only that's in the Corn Belt.
Troy Brewers has been an ag lender in Sioux Center for more than 30 years. He says Sioux County leads the state in livestock production, and that keeps land values high in the county, but there are other factors as well, including high commodity prices.
Everything figures into the price of land, everything figures into the price of rent, and that's probably one of the hardest things of agriculture is whenever there's anything that goes to the operator, how do you keep it from not going back to the base land or to the landowner?
Although they're not as high as Iowa, land values are also up in other states. Red River Valley counties have hit record highs in recent months in the Southern Valley. Clay and Wilkin counties have hit in the 9,000s, and in the Northern Valley, land has hit $14,000 an acre. And even Western North Dakota is seeing highs of $5,000 an acre. But some experts fear prices could drop 10% or more, especially if interest rates continue to rise. In Sioux County, Iowa, this is Mikkel Pates for AgWeek.
For more on this story, you can check out the next AgWeek magazine or go to agweek.com. Agriculture is likely to suffer effects of inflation and export shifts this year. That's according to an economic policy expert. Dave Jude, founder of the Jude Group in Washington, D.C., says a hangover from federal COVID spending and interest rate hikes are two big factors that could hurt ag this year. He says a shift toward renewable biodiesel is increasing soybean demand. So with increased soybean processing, he thinks the U.S. will have to figure out how to export more soybean meal than beans.
We'll see how it shakes out. It's a good signal that we need to keep looking at efficiency and productivity and yield and other factors that can increase total production.
Jude also doubts Congress has the political will to pass the Farm Bill in a year that is not an election year. Ag companies with facilities are getting especially hard by increases in both insurance premiums and deductibles. Scott Aukus is the president for the ag division of Assured Partners, a national insurance brokerage that serves elevators and other ag businesses. He says ag carriers that dealers are broking with are hiking premiums from 20 to 100%, while deductibles are up from 50 to 200%. He says the reason is that there are only 5 major insurance companies in the market, and they're dealing with reinsurance companies that have been hit by big weather-related losses in recent years.
So you have limited options. And of those 5 that remain today, that are willing to write your business, they're under tremendous pressure on from their reinsurance markets.
Aukus and Jude spoke at the North Dakota Grain Dealers Association convention in Fargo. Equipment maker John Deere usually requires customers to get their equipment repaired at an authorized dealer or mechanic, but that's recently changed. John Deere and the American Farm Bureau came to an agreement earlier this month that will allow the farmers the right to repair their own equipment, as well as independent mechanics. John Deere will be releasing the tools, technology, and software for their equipment to be fixed right on the farm, saving farmers time and headaches.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, some of those software updates, if you got to wait on a mechanic to come out and do it, it could be a day or two and you're paying $180 an hour to have the guy drive out, where now I can get the software, I can hook up to it on my tractor, do it in a matter of minutes versus, a day or two or whatever, hours waiting on a guy.
I think it's going to be a good deal. Most of us have a nice shop, we can work on stuff, and the ability to do it, and now it gives us another step to finish up fixing some stuff.
Consumers have filed lawsuits against John Deere in the past over this issue. Egg prices reached record highs in December and are now more than $5 a dozen in supermarkets around the region. There are many reasons for the price increase, including inflation, feed prices, and supply chain issues. However, many point to avian influenza as the main driver. Regardless, it's an issue that won't be going away anytime soon.
It is about a 7 to 8 month process to go from an egg to a chicken that will actually produce. So this shortage is going to be at least 7 or 8 months.
12.8 million layer hens have been euthanized because of avian influenza since September of last year. After a 5-year effort, a meat processing plant planned for Northwest Minnesota is making plans to break ground. In December, Benson and Turner Foods received a $1 million USDA grant to help build the $4 million plant in Waubun. Jeff Beach has more.
We just decided that we needed better opportunities for the small beef producers. The beef producers were disappearing in our community.
Paul Benson is a 4th-generation cattle producer, but he didn't see much future for his kids in the business. So he decided to do something about it. He's now the owner of Benson and Turner Foods, which will provide beef producers in Mahnomen County with a local market. They plan to butcher 300 head per week, and it won't benefit just cattle producers.
This plant could create all sorts of opportunities for our own community, and being a community here on the White Earth Indian Reservation, it could create opportunities for tribal food distribution to come from its own community.
It's been tough to sustain operations.
But Mahnomen County farmer and cattle producer Mike Gunderson says this venture is giving him hope. He's looking forward to selling more cattle locally.
I'll give them hopefully some opportunities and to sell a premium product for hopefully for a premium price. And you don't have to transport that animal outside of the area or feed them outside of the area, So hopefully all the dollars generated from those animals will stay in our community, which I think will benefit everything.
Benson says they've had many challenges along the way, including the loss of his friend and business partner, former White Earth Tribal Chairman Doyle Turner, to COVID. Benson says keeping the name Turner on the business is to honor him.
We're not letting the dream pass away of his and mine.
If all goes well, construction on the meat processing plant should start this spring or summer. In Waubun, Minnesota, this is Jeff Beach for AgWeek.
Up next on AgWeek TV, we'll kick off our annual livestock tour with a look at a low-labor cattle feeding method.
Risk management is not just for the grains. Livestock producers, did you know you too can protect the price for your production? Livestock Risk Protection, or LRP for short, is a great tool to help you protect the price of your calves. Cattle producers can also protect their pasture and hayland from lack of rainfall with Pasture Rangeland Forage, or PRF insurance. This is a very affordable way to help producers in times of below average rainfall. Call the risk management specialist, Martinson Ag Risk Management.
Attention growers, agribusinesses, and ice fishermen. Agronomy on Ice, the ag event with the tailgating feel, is back. Put on your cold weather gear and join us Wednesday, February 1st at Woodland Resort in Devils Lake, North Dakota for this unique networking event. See your friends, wet a line, and try some Scandinavian delicacies. Don't miss the Agronomy on Ice Fishing Derby, Tuesday, January 31st. Visit agronomyonice.com for more information. We'll see you Wednesday, February 1st on Devils Lake.
Every season has an end. After spending your whole life building something, it can be hard to move on to your next stage in life. But when that time comes, you deserve to have someone you trust guide you through the process. And by trusting us to pass on your legacy, it gives someone else the chance to create their own. Every auction has a story. Let us share yours.
Looking to add non-GMO conventional and organic soybeans to your rotation this year? Soyco International out of Gary, Minnesota is looking for new farmer contracts for the 2023 season. They have proven marketing strategies, partnered with local agronomy expertise to work alongside and provide the certified seeds needed for their contract growers. Soyco International is offering premium prices to boost your operations bottom line. Reach out to Sean Young today at 218-350-3863 to answer any questions.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
The AgWeek Livestock Tour is sponsored by Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, 701X Autonomous Rancher, and Stockman's Livestock Exchange.
A South Dakota ranching couple uses a unique cattle feeding system that they say saves them time and money. Mikkel Pates kicks off our annual livestock tour with a look at winter bale grazing.
You're not going to make money farming a large percentage of the farm ground we got. It's better for hay ground.
Today, the Dakota Winds Ranch is a 3,500-acre operation in east central South Dakota. It includes 1,000 acres of farm and hay ground, plus 2,500 acres of pasture land that's not much good for raising crops. Over the past 2 decades, John and Sharon Leiferman put in about 30,000 feet of pipeline into pastures to provide water for their cattle. They've also installed cross fences to separate the 1,000-acre pasture into about 15 smaller pastures.
Our goal is to have them no smaller than 35 acres and probably not much larger than 60.
The Leifermans say it's a low-tech, low-cost, but highly efficient system.
Not only for better utilization of the grass, but also to allow to keep breeding groups separate.
The Leifermans decided to try winter grazing about 20 years ago, but while heavy snows made that challenging, it led them to discover bale grazing.
What can we do to make things more efficient, make life easier? Bale grazing was all part of that.
Bale grazing saves on labor and even allows them to get away on vacations every year.
We just put the bales out as extra, and then we realized that if they don't mind going through a foot of snow to graze, but as soon as they graze off all the grass they can get, they're going to eat the bale. So our goal is to have those cows graze as many days. It's way cheaper. If they can graze themselves, I think I can feed a cow for less than $1 a day.
Another benefit of bale grazing is that they can deposit bales in areas of poor topsoil, and before long they see big improvements.
When they're done grazing, there's 6 inches of manure and stuff there, and a year later you got 3-foot high grass there. You can see right to the inch where the bale was, so we are helping develop topsoil in some poor productive areas.
The Leifermans have 270 head of cows, down from a high of 500 several years ago, and they say this system should help keeping them raising cattle into their 70s.
We're kind of primitive, but it's low cost, and hey, I get some exercise, and it's working. The calves are gaining like 1.5 pounds a day.
Near White, South Dakota, this is Mikkel Pates for AgWeek.
Our livestock tour now heads to Brainerd, Minnesota, where Malloy Farms is raising what they call beef beyond belief. The Malloys are longtime cattle producers who've begun raising Wagyu beef. It's a premium beef from Japanese cattle. It has high marbling, which gives it more flavor and tenderness. Travis Malloy says they take them for processing when they get to be about 1,400 pounds.
They kind of start laying down fat in the brisket and then kind of by the tail head. Okay. So trying to get them, that's kind of more the finishing point of it and stuff, I guess. It's not so much weight-wise.
The Malloys also breed Wagyu with Black Angus. Up next on AgweekTV, the annual Northern Corn and Soy Expo is next month. We'll give you a preview.
Improve the profitability of your ranch by partnering with Top Herefords. Attend the bull sale February 10th, 2023 at the ranch, Grace City, North Dakota. When you buy a Top Herefords bull, you're getting top-of-the-line genetics and benefits of marketing your feeder cattle and replacement quality heifers direct. It's a common-sense approach to greater profits on your ranch. View the 2023 catalog at topherefords.com and join us at the bull sale February 10th, 2023 at 1 p.m.
Since the inception of Vaderstad, the spirit of innovation has led the company. We push the limits, providing innovative and reliable seeding and tillage solutions that simplify everyday life for farmers. we continue to reimagine the capabilities and technology behind farm machinery, providing customers with a perfect emergence while maximizing their yields. We look forward to growing together.
Dynaflow is the ultimate high-volume water management pump. Whether you're experiencing flooding, emptying sloughs, transferring ponds, or working on irrigation, the Dynaflow pump works in as little as 18 inches of water and is designed to move 3,000 gallons per minute. The Dynaflow lift pump is the perfect upgrade to your drain tile system. Using line shaft turbine pump technology, these pumps are made to last while operating efficiently. Dynaflow drain tile pumps can move up to 1,500 gallons per minute, up to 3,400 feet away.
The 41st annual AgWeek Farm Show returns to the Graham Arena Complex at the Olmsted County Fairgrounds March 7th and 8th, 2023. All area ag businesses are invited to attend this great opportunity to showcase their products and services to area farmers and ranchers. AgWeek News will be at the show with additional opportunities for sponsorship and advertising. It's going to be a can't-miss opportunity for farmers and ag leaders in the region.
The team at North Star Ag is committed to quality and committed to you. We're not just a full-service dealer, we're farmers too, so we know you need the best machinery and services that'll keep you going all season long. We have the largest equipment inventory in the upper Midwest with a well-equipped parts and service department. So whether you need machinery tomorrow or parts today, stop in and experience what North Star Ag can offer on our website at northstar-ag.com or give us a call at 701-361-4790.
The Agri-weather outlook is sponsored by Excalia Fungicide from Valent USA.
Will this mild turn in our weather continue? Here's John with our Agri-weather outlook.
Our winter weather pattern seems to be taking yet another turn as the calendar begins to turn out of January into February. Yes, there will be more cold weather dropping, especially into the northern plains. A lot of Canada is going to be very cold, but I don't see this being as cold as the brutal cold snap that much of the nation had back in December. There will, however, be a general cooling trend for many areas of the Midwest and northern plains. The real Arctic air, though, is only just going, I think, to nose in to some spots of the north central country because the overall jet stream pattern is weakening just a bit. And with that in mind, I'll show you the meandering pattern. And I'm not saying there won't be any snow and there won't be any storms, just not as much of that as we go into the latter part of January and the start of February. Over most of the central and eastern United States, the northern part, Midwestern wise, you get into February and the winters on average tend to dry out a bit. So this is not an unusual development. By the way, the southern states, February is in many cases the rainiest, wettest month of the year, and also the stormiest down in the mid-south. That's not going to happen this time, it looks like. Well, we'll see. There's a long way to go of February. The frigid weather is locked into the north. Jet stream kind of split into two patterns, two parts, and that makes this overall not as frigid of a weather pattern. But generally, there's a lot more cool weather in the south, a lot of relatively cold weather, that is freezing weather, into the middle part of the country. But the really cold stuff is locked in across the north for this week. Now, as we go through the week, I do anticipate some ridging to take shape out along the west coast, and that is going to start driving some of this frigid weather southward. Now, remember, every week I do this, frigid weather is like sub-zero in the wintertime. Cold, it means sub-freezing. So this is a relatively cool weather pattern setting up for this week, and I do think we will even get into some sub-zero temperatures, but only for a small part of the north central United States, and then a whole lot of Manitoba and the Great Lake and the Hudson Bay area. As the calendar turns toward February, there'll be a little bit of a meandering flow briefly, but I think the general trend will be colder than average, but we're going to keep most of this frigid weather only in the north central part of the country and not continuously. It'll be a few bursts of that. As far as precipitation this week, I do expect a nor'easter type storm to develop. There will be some snow. There hasn't been much in the northeast this year. That same system will bring some rain showers to the south. The west, with that ridging taking place, not much going on. A little bit of mountain snow, and that'll be about it. Last part of January, first part of February, mountain snows will come back. This will become a bit of a wetter pattern. Could be some pretty heavy snows out there. Not as much precipitation along the east, and the next 2 weeks, any precipitation in the middle part of the country looks light.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has a storage solution for you with a wide variety of bin options and accessories, along with site planning and superior customer service. Plus, from top to bottom, we offer the industry's best bins and warranties to protect your products and your grain storage investment. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with generations of experience and dependability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Don't miss out on the equipment you'll need next season. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer, has early order discounts on its full line of powerful, efficient, new Case IH equipment, including tractors, combines, and self-propelled sprayers. Get a great deal and ensure that you have the latest in productivity and technology. Supply chains are tight. Contact your Titan Machinery dealership today and find out how much you can save by ordering ahead. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH equipment experts.
If you're interested in health, good food, and sustainability, the Northern Plains Sustainable Ag Society invites you to attend the 2023 Northern Plains Food and Farming Conference, January 26th through the 28th at the Holiday Inn in Fargo, North Dakota. A robust lineup of speakers and topics is in the works for the Northern Plains Sustainable Ag 2023 Winter Conference. Register online at npsas.org.
Why I ultimately choose them is they handled everything from the site prep, the dirt work, the gravel. The electricians were all excellent, and they're very knowledgeable in the dryer setups themselves. They made sure that they designed me a system that was expandable years into the future. It was a long-term encompassing project, and that's what I appreciate about their knowledge. I'm Ethan Hansen from Blanchard, North Dakota, and I would definitely recommend Advanced Grain for all your grain storage handling needs.
For AgWeek, this is Mikkel Pates at Watertown, South Dakota.
We'll look at the positive impacts that dairy can have on the community.
A Minnesota couple has put a grain bin to a new use. Spoiler alert, it's not grain.
This elaborate system of tubing with the downhill slope is how Maplewood State Park gathers sap to make syrup.
Thanks for watching AgWeek TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
AgweekTV Soy Insight, brought to you by the North Dakota Soybean Council.
It's farm show season once again. With a preview of next month's big Northern Corn and Soy Expo, here's Rose Dunn with our Soy Insight.
Thanks, Emily. Joining me is Jean Henning, Executive Director of the North Dakota Corn Council, and Stephanie Sinner, Executive Director of the North Dakota Soybean Council. Every year at this time, we talk about this big event. It's year 6 for your joint one-day event, right?
Yes, we are excited. We have the Northern Corn and Soy Expo on February 14th, 2023 at the Fargo Dome here in Fargo, North Dakota. The day is going to begin at 7 a.m. and our first speaker is going to take the stage at 8 a.m. We're going to jump right in and we're going to start talking about fertilizer markets. We're going to hit the wild side of weather, and we've got Dr. David Coles coming to give us a global economic outlook.
And Stephanie, what do you have going on the soybean side?
Yeah, we're excited each year to bring in speakers that maybe our producers around the state haven't had the opportunity to hear from. Something we're doing different this year at Expo are mini sessions. And so these are going to be on the trade show floor, one before lunch and one right after lunch. Before lunch, we'll have Dr. Joe Eichley and his team talking about noxious weed management, so palmer amaranth and water hemp, big issues facing our producers all across the state. And then after lunch, we're going to talk about the Farm Bill and what's coming there and what producers need to be aware of.
And of course, it's always interesting to see who's at the trade show.
It sure is, and we're going to have a number of vendors at our trade show floor, very expansive trade show. It will give producers a great opportunity to talk one-on-one with folks that are there for selling seed or insurance or whatever it is that they might be interested in.
If you're thinking about coming, what do you need to know?
Yeah, as Jean said, we're going to kick the day off February 14th right here in Fargo, so put it on the calendar today. Registration is open, northerncornsoyexpo.com. It's all an online process, so jump on there and get your registration in. We do appreciate pre-registration if you're able to do that. It helps us with the meal counts and just prepare for how many folks we'll have in for the day.
All right, Stephanie Sinner, Jean Henning, Northern Corn and Soy Expo. Thanks for being with us. Lots to look forward to this year, so get registered.
Still ahead on AgWeek TV, a Minnesota company is brewing a better kombucha.
Grain Handling Direct presents How to Purchase Grain Storage Solutions in Your Bathrobe.
First, go to grainhandlingdirect.com. Browse our products, check prices, and add your selection to a cart. You can place your order online or call our customer service reps with any questions. We'll route your order to the manufacturer and ship it directly to your front door. grainhandlingdirect.com. Direct and simple to save you money.
I'm Peter Bosch. I've been working with Gateway Building Systems for a little over 20 years now. I chose Gateway Building Systems to build my shop because I wanted a building that could both be used for my equipment and as a place for my family to hang out and do things. I would advise anybody that's thinking about working with Gateway to go in and talk to the guys there, tell them your plans and your future dreams, and let them design something for you.
Omega-3 is a long-chain fatty acid that is beneficial in the human body. It's a superfood, basically. Omega-3 canola has helped us by diversifying our crop rotations.
Plants look better, they're taller, they're thicker. Pod development seems to be better. Good for soil health, good for weed control. The glufosinate it's awesome.
Go beyond the headlines with an AgWeek membership. Get in-depth agribusiness reporting, original farm and ranch stories, and fact-based research for the most comprehensive ag news in the upper Midwest. Experienced ag journalists bring you exclusive ag news, insights, and policy updates you won't find anywhere else. Become a member today and get unlimited access to AgWeek and AgweekTV.
Attention farmers and ranchers. Do you have a clear understanding of carbon? North Dakota Farmers Union is hosting the Evolution Ag Summit, a one-day event focused on helping farmers and ranchers understand how carbon reduction may impact their operation. Speakers will focus on supply chain commitments, renewable fuels, and carbon sequestration. Join us in Jamestown on February 21st. To register, go to ndfu.org and click on Evolution Ag.
Demand for locally made kombucha is on the rise in southeastern Minnesota. Kombucha is a mixture of tea fermented with strains of bacteria, yeast, and sugar. The mixture has amino acids and B vitamins, according to the Mayo Clinic. Kombucha sells their product locally and sources their ingredients, such as blueberries, mint, watermelon, cucumbers, and more, from the Rochester's Farmers Market.
Being like a small local place and like your local kombucha, we want to get everything from here. We don't want to use extracts. We don't want to use stuff like that.
Kombucha brews 40 gallons a month. Stories you'll only see on AgWeek.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. Federal money should help farmers seeking flood control near Oslo, Minnesota. And the Ag Innovation Campus in Crookston, Minnesota has attracted interest from investors. We appreciate you watching AgWeek TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.